All right. Somehow, I have gone down the Curious George rabbit hole once again. Let's look at one of the original Curious George books. Curious George gets a medal. And in this, it's yet again this story that just seems to bounce from one thing to another. Like here, George gets a letter. So he wants to write back. He makes a giant mess with a bunch of ink, which leads him to dousing the entire house in soap suds, which leads him to flooding the house, which leads him to going to a farm to steal this water pump, stealing a cow, getting chased by the farmers, which takes him to the Natural History Museum, which takes him to meet this here Dr. Wiseman, or Professor Wiseman. And then finally, the man in the yellow hat comes busting in, and we get back to that letter that we originally sent, which actually came from the Museum of Science and Professor Wiseman, because they want George to go into space. So they put him in the really small rocket ship, blast him off, and he comes back and he gets a medal, and that's it. This makes no sense. This story just bounces around way too much for the 40 plus pages. And yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You got to stay away from these original Curious George books. They just, for me, don't work. There's at least 5 stories worth of material in this book. And the space part of it is like the shortest bit. So anyways, we're done with the original Curious George. No mas. All right? You stay away from it too.